to see tonight is this BioCube. There's been a couple videos on it in the past, but a couple weeks ago, one of my fail-safes that I have built into this aquarium actually caught something going wrong and prevented it from killing fish. So if you watch my channel for very long, you know that I'm very big on redundancies and always trying to stress the importance of incorporating them into your systems. So we're going to talk about that tonight. What happened is a couple weeks ago, I was at work and I get a phone call from my wife, and she said that the tank in the bedroom is beeping some weird noise and it's flashing a red light. Now what that is I have a small temperature fail-safe device built into this aquarium. It's just something I purchased from Bulk Reef Supply. What it is it has a thermostat that goes into the back of the aquarium and comes down, and then it has a fob that you basically plug into the power strip, and then you plug your heater into that, and it will flash colors based on what your temperature is. So if it's normal temperatures, I think it's between 76 and maybe 80, it will be, or maybe 81, it'll be just fine. But as soon as it starts getting hotter than that, so at 82, it'll actually start to beep at you and it'll flash red, letting you know that it's too hot. And if it gets below that lower temperature, it'll flash again, but it will flash blue, so you know that it's too low. So you can real quick, if you hear an alarm in your aquarium, you can look under it and see the light flashing and know right away what's wrong. It doesn't show the temperature or anything like that, but it is very nice to have because it gets your attention. Other systems have maybe a Apex or some kind of controller system that will send you text or something like that. It just wasn't in my budget to have something like that, and I've never really wanted to have a complex system like that, so I went with this option and it actually worked. So what was happening is when I first got that call, my first reaction was that the heater had failed, right? And so that's the first thing I said, just unplug the heater, it'll cool down naturally, and I'll get home in 3 or 4 hours and I'll take care of it then. So she does that, and I come home later that evening and I go down and plug in the temperature thing back in. It's still flashing red. Okay, well, that's kind of weird. It should have cooled down by now. I stick my hand in the aquarium and it's warm, very warm. 82 degrees actually. Didn't make any sense. Like, if the heater wasn't plugged in, why is it still hot in this aquarium? It should have dropped by now. It should have been probably getting kind of cold. So something was wrong, obviously. Right away I knew that it wasn't the heater that was creating this heat source. So what else inside the aquarium could be creating heat? And to me, it's got to be one of the other electronic devices. It's got to be one of the pumps. Okay. So the aquarium was actually due for some maintenance, and which I did. So I got out the citric acid and washed down my wave makers and my return pump, and was just doing a full investigation. And I found that one of my innovative marine wave makers here was burned up. And when I took it apart, I noticed that there was a crack on the shaft, not the shaft, where the propeller is, not the shaft, but where the magnet, there's a plastic sheath around it, and that was cracked. What it was doing is when it was running inside the housing, because it was cracked and expanding, it was hitting the side of the shield, and it was slowly slowing it down and making this loud noise, and then it was just burned up, and it was just creating heat, massive heat inside the aquarium, which was raising the temperature. So pulled that out of service, and now I'm just running one for now. That alleviated the problem. So it was the wave maker, not the heater. So it was really cool that device was able to catch this error and notify me so we could correct it before I had any loss. There was no loss, really no impact, besides that I lost a piece of equipment. Now that innovative marine wave maker, by no means do I want anybody to take any bad review of that device from this, it's 4 years old. If you've been in this hobby any time of length of time, then you know that you can't expect these pieces of equipment to last forever. Even with good maintenance, they're gonna burn up. It's just a matter of time. So you just keep an eye on it and make sure you have redundancies and ways to catch it. And it was that device this time. Okay, so that cracked, that part cracked, but then also when I took it apart, I noticed that there's a magnet on the wet side and the dry side of the device, and the one on the wet side had actually started to separate and split, and so it was the magnetic material was exposed inside of there. So it was done for that reason too. I can't have that in the aquarium. So I pulled it out of service. I'm not going to replace it because this BioCube is in a transitionary period where I'm slowly pulling corals and fish out of here and moving them into the 90-gallon that I've been building. If it's your first time watching this channel, I really recommend you check out my 90-gallon build. That's pretty much blown up all over my channel, so you'll pretty easy to find those. But I'm just going to continue to take this aquarium down and transition things over there rather than invest more money in this, because all my focus is on the 90. Hard to say what the plan will be for this aquarium at this time when it's done. I thought about making it my new quarantine system. I thought about making it a frag tank. It's hard to get rid of because I've had it for so long. Cannot stress enough the importance of putting redundancies into your systems when you're building these aquariums. Okay, they don't last forever. They can be fire hazards. They can be flood hazards. You know, there's a lot of reasons why you need to take it into consideration when you're keeping aquariums. Is make sure that equipment, when it fails, doesn't cause damage. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and click that like and subscribe button. It's a small channel. I'm enjoying making these videos just mostly to share the progress with my friends and other people that I meet. Hopefully there's something beneficial for you. Have a great evening.